Hey everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Dividend Dennis. And I kind of wanted to share with you my story, kind of what I want to do here on this channel, and kind of go from there. So first and foremost, as you can see, of course, this is Dividend Dennis, which is my portfolio, and I'm using M1 Finance. If you're not familiar with dividend portfolios and dividend investing, no problem. Neither am I. I'm actually learning a little bit every single day, and I wanted to share my journey with you guys. Now, as far as dividend investing goes, I know just a little bit, and then I'm learning more and more as time goes on. So just bear with me, and if you are a big, fan of dividend investing, share your knowledge with me in the comments down below. I would definitely love to hear from you guys. And what I also want to do here on this channel is, share my learnings and my experience with you guys. Obviously, I also want to show my portfolio, which I actually have, of course, as you see here with M1 Finance. And that's the main one I'm going to be using when it comes to dividend investing. But I also do have a Robinhood portfolio as well, which I just have a few shares in when it comes to like dividend investing, but I don't think it's going to be my main platform. And then I do have a retirement account with Vanguard, which of course I actually earn dividends from there as well. I also created this spreadsheet right over here that actually has some inputs where you can put in your dividend earnings, and it just does all the calculations right here for your 2019 quarters and then the total, and then it adds up here on these charts automatically for you. So you plug in numbers and then they just kind of go in for you. Now, I used to do a little bit of investing a couple years ago, stopped doing it for a little while, and I really want to get back into it. So I want to share this journey with you if you guys want to follow along building this dividend portfolio. Now, as you can see, I have a very, very tiny amount here in this portfolio. I just renamed this Dividend Dennis. So I have $165.35 as of this recording. And then hopefully I keep sharing my story with you guys here on YouTube, and you guys can see the growth of this portfolio. Now, if you look at what I'm actually invested in right over here, I think I could switch screens. Oh, it won't show you. Okay. So if I switch screens here, back to where I was, you'll see I have three funds that I'm invested in. The Vanguard S&P 500, ticker number VOO. And then I have Microsoft, obviously ticker MSFT. And then I have Tesla, ticker symbol TSLA. Now, any dividend investor knows that Tesla is technically not a dividend income income stock, at least not of right now. I just actually bought that a long time ago because I wanted to have a little bit of ownership in Tesla, because I love the fact that M1 Finance does fractional shares, which is kind of why I'm leaning more towards M1 Finance over Robinhood when it comes to this process. I'm probably going to still keep this throughout the journey. I'm just not going to put a lot into it. My goal is to actually get to one full share of Tesla, so just bear with me on that one. Just love Tesla by just the cars themselves. But overall, I'm gonna want to have less in, oops, I can close that off there. Have less in VOO right over here with Vanguard, and just kind of do more of the dividend investing on my own versus being part of ETFs, which I love ETFs. I have them in my retirement accounts, and that's what I plan on keeping there. But when it comes to regular dividend investing, I think I'm going to want to start venturing off in investing my own. So right now you can see this is actually targeted 90% for what I want in my shares to have. So I'm gonna over time definitely be cutting that back. And the way I'm gonna do that is here on the channel, I'm gonna be doing probably a video a week to get started, depending on how much you guys like of these videos. And every week, what I think I'm gonna do is probably add like 10 to 20 bucks. I know it's not a lot of money. 10 bucks is not going to get me very far, but I just need to get started slowly. I don't have a lot of spending money right now. So I just want to put a little bit in that I can, and I'm going to slowly take less and less position in VOO and start adding more into different funds. And I think it would be cool for a couple different things where one, every week or so when I make a new video, I'm gonna, talk about the new share in a stock that I'm gonna be buying. But then also two, I want to hear from you guys maybe what you think would be a good company to go with. And I would, of course, do research and double down on all the information before making the official decision. But I'd like to have obviously more than what we have here. And currently we have three, different stocks, and I would definitely want to bump that up quite a bit. No exact goals, but maybe if I'm doing one a week for a couple of months, I would say at least, 3 to 4 months, that'll definitely build up the total. And then that way I can start adding more and more money hopefully soon. And then those funds will start, or stocks, I should say, would start building up more equity and then pay out those dividends. Now, if you guys are interested in that, make sure you are subscribing to the channel, because that will obviously get you notifications when I am going to be posting videos, as well as, being on here to, see the changes and the updates for us as we go along. As I mentioned, I don't have a lot in here, but I think that's going to make a pretty interesting journey, because then you guys can see honestly from the beginning of where I am and where I hope to be, years down the road. So I will put in the show notes down below, right here, where it's like share this pie. Obviously right now this is very minimal, nothing, but I'll add that code down there for the future, so when people want to kind of follow along, they can do so that way. As well as I'll have a couple different other things down there as well. If you want to support this journey through building up this dividend portfolio, I am thinking that I will have 2 different things on there, or even 3 to get started. Is one, I'll have my M1 Finance referral, which will help me get a little bit of commission for people utilizing this platform as well. And then I'll have my Amazon link. If you guys buy anything from Amazon, I make super tiny little bits of commission on that, but at least that's a little something. And then I'll also put up probably my Google Sheets / Excel thing right over here. If you guys want to buy this, I actually made this myself. So if you want to buy this, I will have a link in the show notes down below. I don't know how much yet, but if you email me, I will, or whatever the link is, if it's like an auto link down there by the time you hear this, I will let you guys know what that cost is. But I think from all 3 of those sources, if you want to help support the channel monetarily, I kind of want to put all of that towards the actual fund itself, or at least a good portion of it. Obviously I had to put away money for taxes and whatnot too, so take that in consideration, and then business expenses, which wouldn't be a lot for running a YouTube channel. But overall, I think it would be cool to start putting money into that. Plus, if I get a lot of feedback from you guys on which funds I should potentially be investing in, you guys can kind of be part of this journey of being in there. And kind of sidetracking here, when it comes to this fund, I actually have I don't know if you can see it on the screen itself, but I have 4 different tabs here. So I have an M1 Finance, so you can see I got paid out 64 cents in April. But if I switch over, I actually have my Robinhood stuff on here as well. And this one I got paid out 30 cents in March, $1.50 in April, and then June I'm on track to make $1.21. So in total for Q1 and then Q2 together, I have $3 and a penny from Robinhood, and then you can kind of see that chart. You can see the graph over here as well too. But here's the cool thing. I also mentioned that I have a Vanguard account. I'm going to switch over to that tab, and you're going to see here, I have a lot more in my Vanguard, but it's my retirement. So in March, I got paid out a dividend of $159.02. Obviously, that's all I've made so far. And so you see the chart over here, and then the graph over here for the quarterly. But here's one really cool thing that I did too. So if you have multiple platforms that you're investing for dividends, I have this all set up. So all 3 different platforms all combined together to make one giant one. So you'll see here all of the earnings from all 3, the total from all 3, and then obviously we'll go along. The bump in for every single month is so insignificant to what I made in March from Vanguard that you can't even see those bumps for the most part, which is really funny. And then obviously our quarterly dividends. Hopefully over time these will keep going up. But this is for all three of them combined. But because we're going to be focusing so much on M1 Finance, this is going to be the one that I'm going to show you guys the most. If you're interested in the other ones, obviously you guys can let me know in the comments down below as well too. So that we'll do there. But going back to the actual stuff here, I want to go ahead and add my first new fund as well. So if you guys are still watching, we're gonna go ahead and do that. And I'm gonna jump back and forth here, so I do apologize. But when I was talking about supporting the channel, the other two things you can do if you can't, sign up or buy anything from Amazon, that's totally cool. The other ways you can really support the channel is one, watching as much of these videos as possible. From start to finish. The longer you guys watch them, the more likely they are to get recommended to other people. So it really does help out a lot doing so. And then I would say the other big thing is hitting the like button and obviously subscribing. That really goes a long way to supporting the channel as well too. So if you guys do those two things, I think we can go a long way and actually being able to grow the channel and have more people join us and see how this journey goes, because I'm excited and I hope you guys are too. So now we're going to be looking at these different companies. Obviously there's a lot of big ones out here. The one I was kind of interested in getting, I think it's on the screen here still, is Disney, right over here. I've been a big fan of Disney forever, and I don't see them going down anytime soon, especially with their new streaming service coming out. I'm really excited for it personally, and I think they're kind of lowballing it as far as what they're estimating them to earn from it. But obviously that's a great way to do it when it comes to the market. Lowball it and then make way more. So I've never actually owned shares of Disney outside of potential ETFs and mutual funds. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with Disney. So this will actually be the very first fund that I buy here on camera. Oh, I think I got like stuck here. My little dots are all stuck here. Let me go ahead and refresh the page here really quick. Get that all situated. Perfect. So yeah, this will be the first company. And as I mentioned before, if you guys want to let me know in the comments down below, maybe what the next fund I should look into over the next week. By the time the next video comes out, I'm thinking probably Wednesdays or Fridays. We'll see how it goes. And by the time the next video comes out, I should do the research on what I want to do next. Or if you guys leave comments and suggestions, I will look at those as well. So let's go ahead and add Disney. Now, when we add Disney to the, oh, did I delete it? Click add. It took it away. Hold on. Now you guys are watching me do this in real time. Let me make sure. No, it didn't add it. Let me go ahead and go back into this. And I click add. There we go. All right, so there was a little hiccup on that first round, which, by the way, I'm like having you guys watch me do this in real time. So anything I say, just like that, or do, you guys are going to see me, have that experience while it's happening. Maybe we'll do some live video too. I'm not too afraid to go live, which I think would be cool for people to watch me buy and sell. Well, I'm not going to sell a lot, but watch me like change my dividend portfolio over time. So now I decided to go with 5% for Disney. I'm just doing 5% right now with all the new funds that I'm going to be adding until I kind of get an idea of what I want to be mostly invested in. I do like REITs and a lot of other things. I have, we're going to get back to this M1 thing in a second, but I have a REIT here with Robinhood. I'm all over the place today. I hope you guys are following along and enjoying this craziness that I am personally. So I have NRZ right now, which is new residential investments. I have right now 5 shares. I just got one more recently because I had some buying power on my Robinhood account from people signing up, like friends and family members. So I have that, and I earn right now it's 50 cents per share when it comes to the dividend, which is really, really nice. So I have that as a REIT, and I plan on getting that here on the M1 Finance portfolio, and we'll kind of go from there with a few other REITs that I have in mind. But again, I would love your guys' suggestions in the comments down below. I will read every single one of them and probably reply back as well too. And anyways, coming back to this M1, now that I've added 5% more onto Disney, I'm sitting at 105%, and most of you know that obviously can't happen. So I have to adjust things, and we're gonna go ahead and adjust this Vanguard S&P 500, and we're gonna lower that to 85. So now we're back at 100%. My graph over here just got a little bit more diverse, which is awesome. Disney obviously does pay that dividend, and you saw. We'll have to go back in there and read more about it too, just so that way you guys can see if you're not too familiar. So I'm gonna hit save, and it says here, confirm changes. Are you sure you want to make changes in your portfolio? Any removed slices will be sold during the next trading window. Proceeds will be reinvested into this pie. We'll hit confirm. And boom. Obviously, we don't have anything with Disney right now, but as you can see, right over here, it's going to eventually be put in. Now, I'm recording this on a Friday night, so things won't change until obviously Monday for that. But let's go back into Disney and just kind of see their stuff here. So their details here. So their dividend right now, dividend yield is 1.33%. And then where were they standing over the last year as far as, let's see here. They had a dividend payout back in December at 88 cents a share. And then July of 2018, they had 84 cents a share. All right, so we have those right there. So those are really good payouts for dividends. Obviously, you have to have a whole share of Disney to get that full payout. So being at 5%, we're not going to have like any type of dividend for the most part when it comes to getting paid out, which is fine. But as long as we keep earning and growing, then we can reinvest into the stock itself, as well as add more funds to it as well. So I'm going to add $10. Oops. Go back to the invest. I'm like clicking all over the place. So we're going to go to buy over here. And then we're going to just start with $10 on here. So hit buy and then confirm. So it's going to obviously, bring $10 more in from my bank account into M1 Finance. And then it's going to disperse that $10 into these funds. Now, because I have changed my target for VOO, this is not going to get anything added to it. Essentially, most of that is going to go into Disney. And then I think a little bit's going to trickle into the other ones here. So that way Disney can get bumped up to get as close as possible to that 5% of my overall fund, which is cool. I like that they do that. If you're not familiar with M1 Finance though, this is my favorite part of M1 Finance is this fractional sharing. Like the fact that I can do this with only $165 right now is freaking amazing. Because if you go into just Microsoft itself, go here and go to the details. So to own one full share of Microsoft costs you $126.24. And then if we go back to our portfolio, you can see I only technically have $7.19 in there, which doesn't even give me 0.1% of a share. But what that's doing is it's giving me a position in this company that I otherwise wouldn't be able to have. And as long as I keep adding money into this fund, then I'm gonna keep on building up the shares until I get to one full share, and then 1 point whatever over and over again. So it's a really cool thing. I absolutely love the fact that they do that because it makes it really tough, such as Robinhood over here. If I go in and I want to buy, let's say, Apple, to be able to buy Apple, I have to put in a full $174 $178.40, probably a little bit more based off of, they usually I think need like an extra like 1% to be, covering the changes that might happen. But overall, I need to put in that full amount, where in M1 Finance I can legit just put in whatever amount that I want, and then it'll buy that amount of share based off of the actual value of the fund. So that's really cool. You're going to hear me talk a lot about M1 Finance, and just how much I love the fractional sharing. But I hope you guys are utilizing some awesome platform as well. You can let me know in the comments too, aside from your recommendation for the next dividend fund to be added. What platform are you using? Are you using M1 Finance, Robinhood, or some other type of brokerage account? Because I want to hear from you guys. And let me know what the pros and cons are possibly too. I don't want you to have to like write a novel, but that's all good. I think if I zoom in here, yes, perfect. Okay, so I zoomed in here. I just want to show you guys. I think this is super cool with M1 Finance. So you see the graph, there's like this dotted line across here. I mean, not the one I'm drawing, but like the actual dotted line that you could see right there. So that's super cool because that's showing that the pie is going to be changing here based off of my new positions. So the biggest one is VOO, which is all of this right here. So you can see it's a little bit out of that dotted line because now I want 85% instead of 90%. And then that little cut right there is going to be put into the Disney fund right over there. So it's the little things, right? The little things in life. You can see it here a little bit more clearly, which is awesome. Obviously, the Tesla is a little bit underneath the line because the value of Tesla has gone down. Depending on when you're watching this, the Tesla stock dropped immensely over the last couple of months. And yeah, if you look here, it went down 34.57%. That's crazy. That is just nuts. But as I mentioned, I know it's not a dividend portfolio or dividend paying stock. I just want to have a goal of owning one full share of Tesla at some point in my life. So bear with me on that part, but I think everything else should be entertaining when it comes to investing into dividend stocks. Like I mentioned, I will leave a link to this pie so that way over time you guys can see it growing, because that link will update automatically itself. I am curious what your guys' thoughts are on keeping this Vanguard fund. If I should, obviously I'm going to keep lowering my position every week as I add a new fund in, but should I eventually just get rid of this, or should I just get rid of it right now and reinvest all of that into a couple funds? I think one, it would be more fun to do research on each dividend that I want to add, or each fund that I want to add every single week, and kind of just start chipping away at this S&P 500, and then over time it'll just kind of get sunk into the value of everything else, and then just not hold any position into this. But obviously this share, this ETF holds a lot. I think it was over here. Yeah, it has 515 holdings. Now, obviously, if I just wanted to invest in this all together by itself, one, it would probably be a little boring to record all the time. But two, I think I want to be more involved with my journey with dividend investing, which is one, why I'm making these videos. And then two, I want to see if the impact would be a little bit greater potentially, where instead of getting paid every quarter like VOO would, I would get paid monthly, weekly, even not necessarily daily. I'd have to do a lot of math there to figure out, which one's paid when. But I think if I got paid sooner with these dividends, I can reinvest those dividends faster, and then that in turn can actually get me, more earnings even quicker. So we'll see how that goes. Or not earnings quicker, but it'll get me growth quicker. So obviously, like this one already has Microsoft in one of its top holdings. So the fact that I own a little bit of Microsoft, both in the VOO and by itself, is not redundant, but it's not necessarily that important. So that's why I think over time, maybe this will just go away. But I'd like to hear from you guys down below what your thoughts are on that. So, like I mentioned, if you want to support the channel, on my journey here to building a dividend portfolio. It's free to like the videos and then watch them as much as you can. Leave them on in the background if you want to as well. They really do help out with the YouTube algorithm to share these videos out, the more and more of it that you actually watch. So do those. If you want to support me monetarily, you can sign up for M1 Finance with my link down below. You can use my Amazon link if you're buying anything today. And then if you want that dividend spreadsheet, it's on Google Sheets, and then I also am able to download it and give you the Excel sheet as well. But if you want this, oops, got to switch the screens. Hopefully that all worked out. If you want this, just go ahead and check out the link down below. At least at the beginning of this, I'll probably just have people email me if you're interested. And then later I might have like an Etsy account or some automated form that might change in the link. You'll know, obviously, based off of it being an email or not. But you guys can do that and just let me know that you're interested in this. Like I said, I built this from the ground up. It took me a little bit of while to, obviously plug in all the numbers, get all the math put in there so that way it all comes out together. And these nice little graphs right there. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend, so, support everything here in the US. Let's see if I can make this flag. You guys are sticking around here till the end. I'm making this flag, which is awesome. I could have switched colors with the SF. So, I mean, it's not 4th of July or anything, but obviously Memorial Day here in the US, supporting our troops and honoring them. There we go. All right. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button, and then you guys can subscribe if you want to see all the changes that are going to go on every single week. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be a blast to see all these changes happen in real time. You guys saw me buy Disney today, which the ticker symbol is DIS. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Take care. Oh, and should I have a slogan? I can be super cheesy and say, have a great day and keep on investing. Or have a great day, keep on earning those dividends. I don't know. I'll decide later. First video, I think I can learn over time what's going to work best. So you guys still stuck around. You are troopers. Super troopers. Catch that reference. Take care.